Hey everybody, welcome to the Invisible LFO. My name is James, and today I wanted to talk to you about this really great bass patch that I made with the Moog Sound Studio with the DFAM and the Mother 32. I've been messing around a lot with the Moog Sound Studio, and this bass patch really is like I'm gonna end up multi-sampling this into the bitbox because it's just such a good sound. Everything is coming straight from the Moog Sound Studio. The only other thing I did was I added some distortion from FXA, and that was it. All the processing, everything else is pretty much going through the Sound Studio, and that's it. But it sounds great. Here, let me show it to you.
All right, so this is pretty much how I've got this patch going. We'll let you hear here. Yeah, it's got that good beef to it. Now, what I'm doing here, let's turn that down a bit. So, what I've got going on is I've got the keyboard out going into the LFO rate. And I've also got that, let's see, I've got that malted also, well, I've got it malted. So I've got it going to the LFO rate, and I've got malted going into the DFAM. So the keyboard is going to be controlling the DFAM oscillators as well. And then, of course, I use those oscillators to create kind of like a sub bass and then like a little higher pitch thing. So it's kind of like this widespread type of sound to it. So I've got the keyboard going into the DFAM, and then I've got those oscillators coming out into the mix, so I can kind of decide how much or how little of each oscillator I want. I ended up just splitting it right down the middle. It sounded good that way. And then have that sound going into the external audio, which I've got over here, so I can decide how much of the DFAM and how much of the Mother 32 I'd like to have in either of them. So super cool. So just so you can hear what just the Mother 32 sounds like, let me turn that back up and you can hear that. Okay, here's the Mother 32. So that's the Mother 32 by itself. That's the DFAM by itself. Now, that is one of the oscillators. I think that's just oscillator 1, which I have to the as like the sub bass. Yep. And then there's the higher pitch one. So again, kind of keep that right down the middle. Yeah, gotta have the mix just a little bit more with the DFAM, so you can hear that punchy bass sound going on. In addition to that, let me see if there's anything else going on. I've got the envelope generator going into the VCA CV. I really don't know what that does, other than it beefs up the sound. It's a very subtle difference to me. It does kind of punch it. It gives a little bit of a punch. So other than that, I really don't know what it does, but it's cool. I like it, so I do it. I do it on a lot of the patches that I've got. I'm not seeing too much else that I'm doing here. Oh, I guess we could talk about the Neo Trinity. The Neo Trinity, which I have providing the gates to it. So I've got the gates going into it. So as far as sound design goes, it's not a lot coming from the rack, but as far as the sequencing and the generating of the notes, yeah, I guess I do have the Neo Trinity creating those gates and triggers. So what do I have? I don't even remember what I have triggering these nodes. I think I have that just sequenced by the Syntakt. Honestly, the Syntakt has been my main sequencer for my whole system since I started this whole thing. So I've gotten pretty good at using it. I mean, a lot of people will say if you're going to do sequencing a whole lot, get the Digitac, which I'm sure is great. You know, like the Digitac is a great drum machine. It's got all that jazz. You know, but I went with the Syntec because I was a victim of gas, you know, and it came out right around the time I was looking for a new synth, and they had this cool deal where it was like $200 off. I was like, okay, I gotta get it. So like, you know, I got it. So it's been great ever since. I've been having a lot of fun with it, learning how to sequence with it, learning how to integrate MIDI from the rest of the system and into the Syntec, and it's just been great. Lots and lots and lots of fun. But other than that, like I said, the only other thing was going on is the distortion that I've got from FX8. FX8's such a great module. It's so flexible. If you do decide to get into modular, honestly, I think you should start with something semi-modular first. Like, you know, maybe I'll get a little hate for this, but you know, starting with one of those Behringer semi-modular machines, because I mean they're cheap and they're feature packed. I mean, you know, I don't know, they're great, but you know, a lot of people are going to be like, oh no, Behringer, oh my gosh, yada yada. You know, we're all consumers, and I get we're all going to have hills that we're going to die on, but if you want something cheap, you want something, a lot of features, just get something that's gonna match your wallet, you know? Don't break the bank just because you want the name brand stuff. Stupid stuff. Anyways, if you're gonna start off with something semi-modular and then branch into the whole Hero Rack thing, because it is overwhelming at first. But the first two modules I got, it was the Behringer mixer, and then followed by Pam's Pro Workout and the FX8, and I mean that kept me busy for a long time. But yeah, this conversation is kind of getting away from me. But either way, I just wanted to tell you how I came up with that sound for the Moog sound studio, and like I said, it's got some good punch to it. Yeah, you know what I mean?